Maya had written those words 100 times before, asterisk help me asterisk, always with a smile, always as part of the cafe's quirky charm. Customers loved it. They laughed, took photos, posted to Instagram. It was harmless. Cute. The kind of thing that made tips better and shifts bearable. But today, her hand shook when she wrote it. The black Sharpie trembled against the white cup. The letters came out uneven, jagged at the edges. She tried to steady herself, tried to remember that this was just another order, just another customer who'd ordered an iced Americano with an extra shot and no sugar. Just another man in a black suit who'd walked in without looking at the menu. She capped the marker, set the cup on the counter, forced her face into something that might pass for normal. Americano for table 6. Her voice didn't sound like hers. The cafe was nearly empty. Mid-afternoon lull. Rain drummed against the windows in thick, relentless sheets. The kind of weather that made Seattle feel like it was sinking into the earth. The espresso machine hissed. Somewhere behind her, the radio played something soft and forgettable. Maya didn't look up when the man approached the counter. She didn't need to. She could feel him, the way the air changed. The way the space between them seemed to tighten, like invisible hands pulling the room smaller. His fingers were pale against the dark sleeve of his coat when he reached for the cup. Long, steady, no rings, no watch, just clean, controlled precision. He didn't drink. He just stood there, reading. Help me. Maya's pulse hammered in her throat. She turned back toward the espresso machine, wiping down the steam wand even though it didn't need it. Her ribs ached. The bruise along her left side was 3 days old, deep purple fatting to sickly yellow at the edges. She'd wrapped it tight this morning, layered a cardigan over her work shirt, told herself it wasn't that bad. It was bad. Maya. Her name fell from his mouth, like a stone into still water. She froze. He hadn't asked anyone, hadn't looked at her name tag, he just knew. Slowly, she turned. The man was still holding the cup. His eyes were dark. Not black, brown maybe, but so deep they might as well have been. His face was expressionless. Calm. The kind of calm that made her chest tighten because it didn't belong to someone who worked in an office or sold insurance or did anything normal. This was the calm of a man who decided things. Who ended things. It's just a joke, Maya said quickly, too quickly. We do it all the time, the customers like it, it's… Show me your wrists. Her breath caught. I what? He didn't repeat himself. Maya's hands were already tucked behind her back, fingers curled into fists. She could feel the ache in her knuckles where she'd tried to block Aaron's grip 2 nights ago. Could still feel the way his thumbs had dug into her forearms, the way he'd shaken her until her teeth rattled. I don't know what you… Your wrists, he said again, quieter this time, not softer, just quieter. The cafe door chimed. Another customer walked in, shaking rain from an umbrella. Maya's coworker, Jenna, glanced over from the register, eyebrows raised. Maya pulled her hands forward. Slowly. The bruises were dark, finger-shaped, 4 on her left wrist, 1 thumbprint on the right. She tried to cover them with concealer this morning, but the makeup had rubbed off hours ago. The man didn't touch her. He just looked. Then he set the cup down on the counter, pulled a black wallet from his coat, slid a $50 bill across the wood. Keep the change. He turned and walked toward the door. Maya's voice cracked. Wait. He stopped. Didn't turn around. Just stopped. Who are you? For a moment, the only sound was the rain. Then he looked back over his shoulder. Not fully, just enough that she could see the edge of his jaw, the faint scar beneath his left ear. Someone who doesn't ignore what's written on a cup. The door closed behind him. Maya stood there, staring at the $50 bill, at the cold cup of coffee he'd never touched. At the 2 words she'd written. Help me. Aaron came home drunk. Maya heard the door slam before she saw him, heard the stumble of his boots across the hardwood, the slurred curse when he knocked into the coat rack. She was in the kitchen, hands submerged in soapy water, scrubbing the same plate for the third time because it gave her something to do. Something to focus on that wasn't the tightness in her chest. "You're late," Aaron said. She didn't answer. "I said you're late. I worked a double shift." Her voice was flat, careful. "Jenna called in sick." "Bullshit." The word hit like a fist. Maya set the plate down, slowly, turned off the water, dried her hands on a towel that had seen better days. Aaron was leaning against the doorframe, arms crossed. He was still wearing his construction vest, still covered in sawdust and sweat. His eyes were bloodshot, mean. "You think I'm stupid," he said. "I think you're drunk." Wrong answer. He crossed the kitchen in 3 strides, grabbed her by the arm, always the same arm, and yanked her forward. Maya's hip slammed into the counter. Pain flared through her ribs. "Don't ever talk to me like that." She didn't fight back. She'd learned. Fighting back only made it worse. "I'm sorry," she whispered. He let go. Stepped back. Ran a hand through his hair like he was the one who needed comfort. He exhaled. "I just need to know you're not lying to me, Maya, that's all. You get that right?" She nodded. "Say it." "I get it." He kissed her forehead. She closed her eyes. "Good girl." The man came back 3 days later. Same time, same seat, same order. Maya saw him through the window before he even walked in. Black coat, black umbrella, moving through the rain like it didn't exist. Jenna was working the register. Maya was on bar. She made his drink without being asked. Iced Americano, extra shot, no sugar. This time, she didn't write anything on the cup. When she set it on the counter, he was already standing there. Waiting. "Thank you," he said. His voice was low, accented, Korean maybe, she wasn't sure. "You're welcome." She turned to go. "Maya." She stopped. "Do you live with him?" The question landed like a blade between her ribs. She didn't ask who him was. She didn't need to. She swallowed. "That's not your business." "It is now." Her hands were shaking again. She hid them behind her back. "I don't need help." "Yes," he said quietly, "you do." The door chimed. A group of college students spilled in, laughing, shaking off rain. Jenna called out a greeting. The espresso machine hissed. Normal. Everything was normal. Except the man in the black coat who was looking at her like he could see straight through her skin. "I can't just leave." Maya whispered. "Why not?" "Because it's not that simple." "It is." "You don't understand." "I understand," he said, "that if you stay, he will kill you." The words hung in the air. Maya's throat closed. "Give me his name." "No." "Maya." No. She grabbed a towel, started wiping down the counter even though it was already clean. Her vision blurred at the edges. The man reached into his coat. Maya flinched. But all he pulled out was a business card. Plain, white, no logo, just a phone number printed in clean black ink. He set it on the counter between them. "When you're ready," he said. Then he walked out. Left the coffee untouched. Again. Erin broke her phone 2 weeks later. It was a stupid fight. Something about dinner. Something about her not answering fast enough when he'd texted. Something about respect. He'd thrown the phone against the wall, so hard the screen shattered into a spiderweb of glass. Then he'd apologized. Bought her flowers. Promised he'd get her a new one. He didn't. Maya stopped going to work. Called in sick, then called in again, then stopped calling altogether. Jenna texted, then called, then stopped trying. The apartment felt smaller every day. Erin started coming home earlier, started asking more questions, started checking her messages, her emails, her coat pockets. Started sleeping with his hand around her wrist. Maya stopped sleeping. She sat in the bathroom at 3 a.m. with the door locked, staring at the business card she'd hidden inside a tampon box. Just a number. No name. No explanation. She didn't even know if it was real. But when Aaron passed out on the couch one Friday night, breath thick with whiskey, Maya walked 6 blocks in the rain to a payphone outside a 7-Eleven. Her hands shook so hard, she could barely punch in the numbers. It rang once. Twice. Then, Maya. Her breath hitched. How did you? Where are you? I don't know, a payphone, near. Stay there. The line went dead. Maya stood in the rain, clutching the receiver, staring at the empty street. 10 minutes later, a black car pulled up to the curb. The back door opened. The man stepped out. He wasn't wearing a coat this time, just a dark suit, crisp and perfectly tailored. Rain soaked into his hair, his shoulders, but he didn't seem to notice. He looked at her. Just looked. Get in. Maya didn't move. I can't. Yes, you can. He'll find me. No, the man said quietly. He won't. There was something in his voice. Something final. Maya's knees felt weak. I don't even know your name. Min-jun. The name settled into her chest, like a key turning in a lock. She got in the car. The apartment, Min-jun, took her to wasn't what she expected. It was above a restaurant in Koreatown. Small, clean, warm, the kind of place that smelled like sesame oil and garlic, where the walls were thin and you could hear the kitchen staff arguing downstairs. Safe. Maya sat on the edge of the bed, hands folded in her lap, staring at the floor. Min-jun stood by the window, phone pressed to his ear, speaking rapid Korean. His tone was calm, clipped, efficient. When he hung up, he turned to her. You'll stay here tonight. And then we handle it. We. He didn't answer. Maya's chest tightened. I don't want you to hurt him. Min-jun tilted his head, not confused, just considering. Why not? Because I'm not like that. Like what? Someone who solves problems with violence. Then you've been solving them wrong. The words weren't cruel. Just true. Maya looked down at her hands, at the fatting bruises, the new ones layered on top. What are you? She whispered. Min-jun crossed the room, sat down in the chair across from her, close enough that she could see the scar beneath his ear, the faint shadows under his eyes. Someone who makes sure people like you don't disappear. People like me. People who write help me asterisk on coffee cups and hope someone notices. Her throat burned. I noticed, Min-jun said quietly. Aaron came looking for her the next day. He showed up at the cafe first. Jenna told him Maya didn't work there anymore, told him to leave. He didn't. He grabbed Jenna by the wrist, demanded answers, threatened to call the cops to get Maya fired, too. The door opened. Min-jun walked in. Aaron let go of Jenna. Stepped back. Something in his face changed. Who the hell are you? Min-jun didn't answer. He just looked at Aaron the way you'd look at a stain on your shoe. You're the boyfriend, Min-jun said. Not a question. Aaron's jaw tightened. Yeah, and you're the guy who thinks he can. Leave. The word cut through the air like a blade. Aaron laughed, nervous, trying to look tough. Or what? Min-jun stepped forward. Just one step. Aaron went pale. Leave, Min-jun said again, and don't come back. She's asterisk my asterisk girlfriend. No, Min-jun said quietly. She's not. Aaron's hands curled into fists. For a moment, Maya thought he might actually swing. Then Min-jun's phone rang. He answered without looking away from Aaron. Spoke one sentence in Korean. Hung up. You have 10 seconds, Min-jun said. To do what? To walk out of here. Aaron's face twisted. You threatening me? No. The door opened. 3 men stepped inside. They didn't say anything. Didn't need to. Aaron looked at them, looked at Min-jun. Then he turned and walked out. Jenna let out a breath she'd been holding. Min-jun pulled out his wallet, left $200 on the counter. For the trouble. Then he walked out too. Maya was waiting in the apartment when he came back. She'd been packing for an hour, chewing her nails, replaying every worst-case scenario in her head. When the door opened, she spun around. "What did you do?" Min-jun closed the door, locked it, set his keys on the table. "I made sure he understood." "Understood what?" "That you're not his anymore." Maya's hands shook. "He's going to come after me. He's going to." "No," Min-jun said. "He's not." "You don't know that." "I do." There was something in his voice. Something absolute. Maya sank onto the couch, buried her face in her hands. "I didn't want this." "I know. I didn't want someone to fight my battles." "You shouldn't have to." She looked up at him. Min-jun was standing by the window again, hands in his pockets, silhouette sharp against the gray light. "Why are you helping me?" Maya whispered. He didn't answer right away. When he did, his voice was softer than she'd ever heard it. "Because no one helped my sister." The words hung in the air. Maya's breath caught. "She wrote help me *2, Min-jun said quietly. "On a napkin, at a restaurant. My father found it, threw it away, told her to stop being dramatic." He paused. "She died 3 months later." Maya's chest cracked open. "I'm sorry." "Don't be sorry," Min-jun said. "Just be safe." Aaron called from an unknown number 2 days later. Maya didn't answer. He called again. And again. And again. On the 4th call, Min-jun answered. Maya was in the kitchen when she heard his voice, calm, cold. "If you call this number again, I will find you." A pause. "No, I won't hurt you." Another pause. "I'll let her decide what happens to you." He hung up. Maya walked into the room. Min-jun handed her the phone. "He won't call again." "How do you know?" "Because I told him what I do." Maya's stomach turned. "What do you do?" Min-jun looked at her. For a long moment, he didn't speak. Then, "I make problems disappear." The weight of those words settled over her like a shroud. "You're..." "Yes." Maya's hands went numb. "And Aaron..." "Is alive," Min-jun said quietly. "For now." "For now?" "That depends on him." Maya sank into the chair, pressed her palms against her eyes. "I don't want you to kill him." "I won't." "Promise me." Min-jun crouched in front of her, close enough that she could see the faint lines at the corners of his eyes, the scar, the weight he carried. "I promise," he said, "unless he comes for you again." "And if he does?" Min-jun's gaze didn't waver. "Then the promise is void." Aaron didn't come for her. But he did send flowers. 12 white roses, delivered to the apartment. No card, no note. Just flowers. Maya stared at them for a long time. Then she threw them in the trash. Min-jun found her sitting on the floor, back against the cabinets, arms wrapped around her knees. He didn't say anything. Just sat down beside her. "I thought I loved him," Maya whispered. "Maybe you did." "How do you love someone who hurts you?" "You don't," Min-jun said. "You survive them." Maya turned to look at him. His profile was sharp in the dim light, strong, unshakable. "Why do I feel safe with you?" she asked. Min-jun's jaw tightened. "You shouldn't." "But I do." He looked at her then. Really looked. "I'm not a good man, Maya." "I don't believe that." "You should." "Why?" "Because the things I've done," he stopped, exhaled. "You wouldn't forgive them." "Try me." Min-jun's gaze dropped to her wrists, to the fatting bruises. "I've hurt people," he said quietly. "Killed people, not because I wanted to, because it was necessary." To protect people. Sometimes. Then you're better than him. Min-jun's expression darkened. That's a low bar. It's my bar. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Min-jun reached out. Slowly. His fingers brushed the edge of her wrist. Gentle, careful. If I ever hurt you, he said quietly, I want you to run. I won't need to. How do you know? Because, Maya whispered, you're the first person who saw me. Min-jun's hand closed around hers. Not tight. Just there. Then I'll keep seeing you, he said. 3 weeks later, Aaron was arrested. Drug possession, outstanding warrants, assault charges from an ex-girlfriend who'd finally come forward. Maya found out from a news article Jenna sent her. She stared at the mugshot for a long time. Then she deleted it. Min-jun was in the kitchen when she walked in, cooking something that smelled like ginger and soy sauce. You did this, Maya said. He didn't deny it. How? I made a phone call. To who? People who owe me favors. Maya leaned against the counter. You didn't have to. Yes, Min-jun said quietly. I did. Why? He set down the knife, turned to face her. Because you asked for help, he said, and I don't ignore that. Maya's throat tightened. She crossed the room, stood in front of him, close enough to see the faint scar, the dark eyes, the man who'd seen 2 words on a coffee cup and decided they mattered. Thank you, she whispered. Min-jun's hand came up, cupped the side of her face. Gentle. So gentle. You don't have to thank me. Yes, Maya said, I do. Then she kissed him. It wasn't desperate, wasn't rushed. Just soft. Real. When she pulled back, Min-jun's eyes were darker than ever. You should be afraid of me, he said. I know. But you're not. No. Why? Maya smiled. Small. True. Because you're the first person who didn't laugh. Min-jun's hand slid to the back of her neck. Pulled her close. I'll never laugh, he whispered. And he didn't.